All right, Tyler, everybody.
Awesome, thanks, Josh. I'm Tyler Lefevor. I'm a counselor, researcher, professor at Rhodes College. And I have something to share with you, and I need to admit before I get started, it's not that I'm queer, I assume you know. It's actually that I'm Mormon. It's okay, not a lot of people in here probably are, and especially, I doubt there are any other queer Mormon folk in here. We get a bad rap in Memphis, elsewhere. I used to live in California. In California, I'd tell people I was Mormon, they'd be like, cool, we're all people of faith. Here I tell people I'm Mormon, they're like, what, you have like horns, or you believe in the devil? And for me, I'm going to tell you a story about coming home. Home for me is Utah. And so coming home to conversion therapy, because that's what we do in Utah. I don't know if any of you have been to conversion therapy or heard about it, but I'd like you to come with me to conversion therapy tonight. It'll be fun. And I want to share with you a little bit of what I learned and how it's shaped who I am. So I came out when I was 25. Lived a good chunk of my life, and I was dating a woman. She's great. She was here at my last Spillit, next to my partner, who's a man. And about 6 months after, they held this retreat. I was living in Miami, Florida at the time, and it was 2 hours north in West Palm Beach, a little bit outside, and it was for same-sex attracted men who didn't want to be in relationships, but wanted to understand what they were going to do. I'm like, oh, that sounds like me. I don't want to date men. I'm going to go up and check it out. So I said yes. I drove the 2 hours, got in the middle of nowhere, Florida. And I stepped out, and I saw a bunch of guys awkwardly standing in a circle, like hunched over, looking at each other. Like, can I look at him? Is that okay? Is that okay? And I joined in the awkwardness, and we got into the camp, and it was a weekend retreat. The first thing we did is I said, I'd like you to go put your hand on a guy who you admire. I've been waiting a long time for this. Lashed my hand on his back, and 5 other guys did too. And the retreat, we all slept in one big bunk bedroom so that no sex could be happening. We were told not to go off alone. Actually, we had to sign formal contracts that we would never hook up with someone from the camp, which may or may not have been broken while we were at the camp. And the retreat culminated with you asking someone to hold you while you told deep parts of your soul, and they played soothing music, and you put your head in their lap. It was a great experience. I was converted, and left there feeling more whole and healthy than I ever had. Went back, I continued to not do the dating men thing for quite a while after, and found this queer Mormon group in Utah called North Star. It's where you go if you're Mormon, but you don't want to be gay, but you're kind of gay, and so you go there to be kind of gay with a bunch of people. And it's great, because you walk in the room, and the first thing I did, I sat down in this chair, and the guy next to me puts his arm around me and says, I'm so glad you're here with us. I'm like, who the fuck are you? I had at least 3 guys with their arms around me at that conference, learned a lot about how to manage my attractions, learned a lot about how it was okay to be feeling these things. They were really big on it's okay that you like guys, just don't act on it. And out of that experience, I actually got a date. Or something. We went up to the woods, because it was in Utah. Salt Lake's gorgeous. If you haven't been there, you need to go. And we were up in the mountains, there were hot pots. And it was about a 45-minute hike to these hot pots. We went at night. The guy was beautiful, he's in his 20s. He's pretty built, big thighs. And yeah, that will be more important later. And we're hiking up, we get to the hot pots, and for me, I just had this really great connection, like I'm really enjoying this, and we get there, and like, well, we didn't bring bathing suits, so we stripped down to our underwear, and he was wearing this really nice, like, blue Speedo. And in the hot pots, we did everything except for touch the groin, because that's not okay, but do you know what is okay? Touching everywhere else, because that's not gay, that's good male affection. That's what I learned at least. Anyway, I had a great time. Came back all up on cloud 9. Came down, it was good. I did that for a while, and eventually a lot of things happened. I'm now dating a wonderful man. He's sitting there back, you can wave. And all of those experiences that I had are conversion therapy. That's what people are talking about when they're talking about conversion therapy. Most of the time, it's not someone telling you that you shouldn't or can't be gay anymore. It's these smaller little things of normalizing same-sex experiences or feelings without kind of going the full distance. And what I learned from my experience with conversion therapy is that it doesn't work. I am no less gay than I was, but that it was one of the most foundational moments in my coming out story. It allowed me to accept who I was while I was only able to embrace a small part of it. And in my research, I look at people who experience same-sex attraction but aren't able to grasp onto a same-sex sexual identity as gay or lesbian or bisexual. And what I find is that people tend to have similar health outcomes whether or not they've taken on a sexual identity label. But that what really matters is this love and acceptance of self for where they are at the journey. And I would encourage you, as you are sifting through people in your life, and you have people who are in really awkward spaces in their journey when they're rubbing people's thighs and thinking that's just what guys do. Maybe that's okay. Like, maybe those are the steps they need to take so they can find out who they are and embrace it. Thank you.